This is our first ever video on the internet. An idea that we concocted between ourselves, a build challenge against your friend on who could be the best woodworker and creator of something. And that something was a cigar ashtray, not unlike the one in front of us right now.
And a surprisingly simple design, but yet a complex build. So, in this video, we're going to take you through a little bit of our process in each of our designs, and a little bit of how we came to create the creations we had. And then toward the end, you'll kind of see and measure up, you know, which ashtray was actually the better ashtray. And I think we both know which one that one is. May the best man win.
Amen to that. Alright, so I started off with my design phase, which I would have to mention. I was pretty ambitious. I was really ambitious. What I was going to do is make a essentially treasure chest style where you have your 3 inlets for your cigar, a hinge, and a top that would enclose everything when you're done with it. Alright, so making my first cuts.
So this is your first. This is your first build day.
This is my first build day.
Okay.
Day 1.
Oh, look at your eyes. Oh, you have more eyes.
I get very emotional when I cut.
Because you're just ruining that tree. I mean, the tree was already ruined before you got there, so I mean, there's no need for the emotion right there.
That's true. Oh, we're gonna just fast forward through me crying. And I still have. It doesn't look like I did anything at the end of this. Oh my god, look at me on the go! Oh my god, I'm a dumb, and that's...
Work happened, apparently.
Yeah, I did stuff. So I ended up revising my plan with 3 layers of 2x8.
So we're not so much deviating from the drawing quite yet, from your first kind of markup. You're on the fly a little bit, but instead of having, you know, a box of 4 walls, you're doing layers of solid wood and eliminating the space that would occupy your drop-in tray.
Exactly.
Okay.
I had a series of installing the 2x8s together and moving them to sand them down, getting them all adjacent, and then you know, taking them apart to hone out the upper cake layer, if you will.
Yep.
And
the top drop in.
The top drop in. Yes. Yeah. Well put.
So here you've already sanded everything together, so you know they match up perfectly.
Yes.
The way you intended.
And this is my first time really using this drill piss.
Drill piss, huh?
Drill piss.
You're using a drill piss.
Yeah, it's a drill piss. Don't ask what it runs off of.
Don't ask what it runs off of. Huh?
You know. So don't. I'm just gonna stop talking. Oh my god.
Have another one.
Working on it.
That was perfect. Perfect execution. Drill piss. Don't ask what it runs off of.
Yeah, I had an issue with this piece where it kind of caught on me. And,
Jesus.
That would be it.
That was almost your hand.
Yeah, well, I have 2 of them, so it kind of works out okay. But that was a
which
huge
one do you use
setback,
for,
actually.
you know, turning wrenches?
Both of them and a little bit of my tool.
Okay. Man, you are intense. I mean, there's a vein popping out.
Oh yeah.
Forehead.
Oh yeah. I put my blood and sweat in there. I gotta file that. And now it's just all sanding it down. So essentially, I got my inner diameter done, and everything else is just getting a square. And I don't really have good finishing tools.
This is your bottom, and then in the middle you have sandwiched your circle cut. Right
Yes.
Here.
So here I think was a lot of hand sanding, and oh wait, are those bullets? Oh yeah.
Those are bullets.
Bullets. Okay, so this was my what do you call it? Get out of jail free card. So it's a little bit more of finishing at this point now. I got my holes drilled and just kind of lining it all up. once again, I don't have a plane, so this belt
great way to take out a lot of
everything.
material.
Yeah, I think I used
Quickly.
like 80 grit, something like that, and I just went to town. And I tried to do the whole safety glasses and, respirator, but after like 10 minutes, I'm like, I can't see what I'm doing.
Plus, you're a man.
Yeah,
So
well,
who
yeah,
needs-
man cave maven. I mean, you have
Who
to.
needs personal protective equipment?
Exactly.
PPE when you're a man.
No one was around to impress, but I can talk about the experience now, and hopefully that impresses people, or just makes them think I'm stupid or something.
I was gonna do something exotic. I really want to do some like zebra wood or some kind of like Iraqi ash or something like that. I don't even know if that's real wood, but sounds great.
Iraqi ash.
So never have I ever used a router before, and this was
The origin for everything.
turns out it's a router is merely a cutting bit that doesn't stop. There's a video here of me routing to the very end. I tried freehanding it the entire time. Not this video, but in the one that we're gonna put right now. Tried freehanding it, and it was just god awful. At one point, I feared for my life.
Oh my.
And here's that video. After that, incredible failure, I decided to just go with what I know, and
That's the 4x4 you're talking about.
yeah. The failure with the 4x4 was to just go with what I do know, and what I know is wood and glue go very well together. I mean,
See, now that's something I've never tried before. Is because you're talking about there's a term for this, right? Where you take a bunch of planks and just kind of glue them together into a big plank.
And I don't know what that term is,
Yeah.
but you're right. There's got to be. What I'm doing here is I'm cutting a bunch of 2x4s to a specific thickness, whatever the wood that I found, and just kind of running it through the table saw. Where you give credit to Harbor Freight, I give credit to Ryobi.
I see that.
Sounds German,
Ryobi.
or
I think it sounds
Mexican?
Asian. No, Ryobi, Master Ryobi. That has a good sound to it.
It's probably
Master Ryobi. Bow to your sensei.
it's probably
Master Ryobi.
Chinese. It's probably Chinese or Japanese.
Yeah, something. Yeah. So you're leveling it out here.
But yeah, I'm just kind of right here. I'm preparing to glue. So, as I mentioned in the video, you want to do a little practice run. Make sure that your clamps are going where you want them to, and your wood is sitting where you want it to. Before
Practice run for what? Like what are you setting up for now?
the gluing. So before any glue is on it, I put them all together and I clamp it up so that I know what it's going to look like, how it's going to end up before glue goes in there. Because what the glue does is it kind of
that's 100% glue. You're not using any
100% glue, no other fasteners.
Oh, you have a planer.
I have a planer.
Look at you plane away.
Thank the Germans or Chinese, whatever. Who?
Master Ryobi.
Ryobi.
Master Ryobi.
Ryobi.
Oh.
I don't know why you're streaming it, but you gotta, Ryobi.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I decked the router and I carved out the piece that the space I wanted to be the particular ashy space. And the jig kind of worked perfectly. If you'll notice the little metal piece, that was another lesson learned from routing, is that if the ball bearing is not deep enough to use as a guide, it will just keep going. So I actually ruined that guide a little bit. So I finished routing my piece, and here I am just kind of sanding,
Well, you have a beautiful shape there. I mean, that's looking awesome.
So I wet it down. Basically, it opens the pores. It cleans out a lot of the sanding that you do also. So you spray it down.
Oh, that's a good point. You don't want any discrepancies in your wood before you stain.
Absolutely. So you spray it down and you wipe it out. That helps get a little, especially if you use a finer grit sandpaper. There's a lot of fine grit sawdust, so it helps get rid of the sawdust in a more uniform fashion, as well as open up the pores and allow the stain to kind of get in a little bit deeper. And that's actually on the box. It's on stain. Like it says, wet it down prior to.
Ah, so you're mentioning reading the directions.
Yes. Instructions are important.
Oh.
If I don't do much well, I do read.
I read once. It was awful.
And thank God we graduated.
They had low standards that day. All right, John, without further ado, I present to you my ashtray.
Oh my God, Eric.
Well, we haven't seen yours yet, so, but this is what I came up with. Let's,
Oh, you just threw this together?
it was a competition.
Yeah, we saw the video. You just threw this.
Okay, let's check yours out, okay?
All right, Eric. Here we are. Voila!
Oh, damn. That came out good. I like it.
It's totally what a parent says to their daughter in kindergarten who's going to hang that on the fridge later.
Oh,
yeah,
no, I love it. It's cute. I think I think mine will take yours on a field trip.
Descriptor of any ashtray is that it's cute.
No, I mean by
one
cute, I
man
mean in a very
loves
masculine, fun way.
One man loves building cute things.
You know, there's always a market for cute. You know, there's a lot of guys that like cute things.
So, like I had mentioned before, I was going for surface area. Surface area is probably equal, however, depth and girth, nowhere near close.
You know, I can see the good workmanship on here. You know, you're right though. Like I love the little pads at the bottom, and like really that glue really worked out really well. You're right. You know, with the depth, like that's it. But I mean, it's there. It's an ashtray. I mean, you can use it. I mean. Hell, I think we should finish our beers and try these things out.
Right you are, sir. Mine's a better palate.